Oh, we're late.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Okay. There's no
All right.
screen.
Yes, there's no screen. Of course, there's no screen. All right. So
They will probably be able to hear us shortly. So, good morning, everyone. If you can hear us, we are just working on a little bit of technical frustrations. So, just 1 second to get the screen up. I hope you all had an awesome 4th of July. There I am, black screen mode.
Dun, yes, dun, dun. My kids messed with my software, unbeknownst to me. So, yay for it's when we opened the computer this morning. This is what I found. So, very very nice. Screen not working. So I don't know what buttons they press, because they just randomly smack a bunch of stuff, and then this is what happens. Now I don't know where my screen is. Let me see. All right, give me a second. Let me have a look. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to just give me a second.
We thought we'd go live and just see if it works, and obviously that didn't do it. So give us a minute.
No, so yes.
We'll figure it out. I've got IT.
All right, yeah, I'm. Once I set something up and it works, then I don't mess with it, because I don't need to figure out how to get it to work again. But apparently, my kids prefer to give me a hard time. Sorry, give us a second. I'm just trying to see, where the. Let's see. See here, it says no sources selected. Okay, read.
In the sources box, look for an eye icon.
Okay, sources box. Okay, where's the sources box? Because so for an eye icon in the sources box. Okay, there. Yes.
Yes, that's on.
Okay, that's on. Yes.
And that was correct. When you click that source, it does show up as the video. It shows it.
Okay, I don't know what you mean.
When you click that, it is showing that.
Okay, good. It's not on the screen. That's the problem. So my and I can't remember, because I haven't done it for like 6 months, because it worked. Click the plus button with the sources box to add a display screen. No, because that's it. That's already there. It's there. It's just how do you get the source on the screen? Yeah, sorry, we AIing this, because once when you set it up, you get it and it works, and now I don't know what the kids have done. And it could be as easy as they've set the margins so the screen's actually out of margins, but I can't. You see, I can't find the screen to see, and nothing's transferring to the. Let me see if I expand that. There's supposed to be a right click on the source name for the sources, right click that, and transform. And reset transform. There we go. Wow. Okay, but now let me see. All right, just check that that's coming in. So that thing I don't think matters. I think it's going to be this guy. All right, that's fine. Hey, AI helped. All right, there we go. You see, I would have never found that. All right, I think we got it.
See you. Exio.
Okay, I think my head's cut off though. Just see if we can fix that, because I don't know if that's the camera or the size of the screen. All right, there we go. Now I'm glad I didn't do like a essay.
How's your tolerances at the moment?
My tolerances. I haven't smoked for 15 years. I think longer. I don't even remember how long ago I quit. But maybe drinking is easier. Drunk dad on the tractor today.
Oh, sorry guys for all of the.
Yes, no. This
wiggle,
is we
wiggle,
do this
wiggle.
beforehand, but everything's been 100%
for a while. So we
while.
were
So
lucky.
and then I opened the OBS today, and I'm like, what is this? Anyway, all right. Good morning, goeiemorgen. Let me see. Are you? Yes, there we go. All right.
I think I fixed this. I said wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I did mark it on YouTube for.
How do I close the screen now?
Oh, hold on. Just escape. Just press escape. All right, because I did go full screen mode to see better. So view, full screen interface.
There we go. Okay,
right.
that's okay.
Sorry,
that's okay.
I tried to make it bigger.
I didn't know that was a thing.
So seeing that we yabbering nonsense. So there's this thing where you set the margins on the screen. So I can take whatever the camera gives me, and I can set it smaller. So like if you have a secondary cam somewhere, you can zoom in and out, and you can set margins on this thing. So if someone grabs the margins and drags them to like a minimum, you won't see anything. So if you like take the margins away, so the camera will be active, everything will be working, but you won't see anything. So there are multiple settings in this stupid thing that you can do. It's very good and very complicated. Like can I press a button and then everything just works, but no. So
no.
Because as software develops over time, people have different requests and queries, and so things become much more complicated than they need to be, because there's a lot of people that want to do different things, and they try and develop this and put it all in one package. So you got this one package and it does like a million things, but I only need like 5, but there's other million, or 999,000 that it can still do. And my kids will find the one that I would never fucking touch, and so I did mark the stream no kids, so fuck. Anyway, good morning.
You feel better now?
No. Still think a stiff Jameson in my coffee would.
You can go find one?
Yeah. No, I've got to drive
full bottles.
Yeah, I've got to drive the tractor. Full. Well, good morning, goeiemorgen. Okay, now we try again. I got some very interesting stuff on the Air Force.
You can say good morning to everybody first.
Okay,
Marcus,
who's in? Marcus,
good
morning.
You
were number one, Jamal.
Shortly
I got your
mine.
email, Jamal. We'll send you the label today. I gotta send him the label for the jam.
Okay, I gotta wait for feedback, so it may not be today. Probably tomorrow. They're not there today.
The who?
I have to have people make it for me.
Can we not generate
No.
one? Sorry, the holiday thing this week, because
I'll get it done.
the big companies, because obviously they have more money than us, don't have to work like we do. So like I think our people were out from like Thursday, like the support people because most people in big companies already take off Thursday, because they got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, long weekend.
Long weekend.
So there was a lot of support people, and even the UPS guys looked like their ears were hanging on the ground, the guys that had to drive around, because nobody wants to work this week.
Nobody wanted to work on the holiday.
Hopefully back to
Normality.
normal Tuesday after everybody's Monday hangovers.
I was saying good morning to Progman.
Progman, good morning.
We've also got me. That's me.
Oh, it's me in there.
It's me. Cam, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning. Good morning.
Progman, is this Rustic Ranch Audible edition?
Yes, we are working on our what is that? Is it Spotify? Where it's audio only. We are working on our Spotify release.
Don't worry, Cam says the new show, Anton, an inter monologue. He has a female voice also.
Yes.
I love it. Oh, you guys are awesome. Seth, good morning to you as well.
Good morning.
And Dawn Darkstar, hello.
Good morning.
We got an awesome crew this morning. Lemon Zinger, hey.
Good
Hopefully
morning.
No problems now that you've arrived, because I know you'll run away.
Yes.
Now I know you got work to do. You always got those bees, they do not tend to themselves. All right, everybody, let's get started and have an awesome morning.
Yes. All right. So I want to go hit the kid quickly. Can I go hit the kid and then come back and I'll feel better?
No, because we don't know which one did it. That, for all we know, that could have been the short one. Because
No.
that one has fingers.
Yes, that's true. But both the boys, man.
It's probably the really short. He's so cute, though. That's what's gonna keep him alive. He's so cute.
Yeah. So, all right. So let's kick this off. I found a bunch of stuff which was very interesting, which I didn't even know, because everybody thinks flight started, like with the Wright brothers, but there were all kinds of stuff that happened before that, and it actually stuff I didn't know, and I don't think that's really discussed in history much, but it's very interesting. So we all know that the Wright brothers, well, we generally know that the Wright brothers did the first flight, somewhere in the early 1900s. It was actually the 14th of December 1903 was their first flight, which was just under a minute. All right, but they actually did glider experiments for 2 years prior to that. So they were actually developing this for 2 years, and I think on the 14th of December 1903 was the first motorized flight.
Interesting.
Yes, so that was the first powered flight, or flight under power, which lasted just under a minute. All right, so that's kind of where I know history to start, is with the Wright brothers. But there was actually a aeronautics, or how did they call it? Let me see quickly. So the department not the department. So there was a balloon corps in the Civil War time. And I never knew that. There was a balloon corps. And so as early as the Civil War, military strategists seek new routes to reconnaissance and defense. So on the 11th of June 1861, Professor Thaddeus C. Lowe was offered an audience with Secretary of War Simon Cameron, and they actually called it Secretary of War, Department of War at that time, which was just renamed now again as Department of War, just as a matter of interest. That's something that, because we had Department of Defense and all kinds of, so now it's back to Department of War, which it was called during the Civil War. And the Secretary of War at the time was Simon Cameron, and this Thaddeus dude got a audience with Simon Cameron and President Lincoln to demonstrate the possibilities of balloon warfare. Like, I never knew that. Like, there's not even a picture or a painting or anything. Well, yeah. Well, so what they used them for was reconnaissance.
Yes, I've never seen
this, though. But they use them not so basically to see what the enemy is doing. So they pop these things up, and they actually had, which this is very interesting, they actually had communications from the balloons to the ground, but they had to be tethered to a pole and connect their little.
Wow.
Yeah, how about that? So that is shit I never knew. And then, but they had to have a ground crew that would guard them, because when they tethered and they'll take shots at them, But Lowe became the chief aeronaut of the Union Army and established the Balloon Corps. So that just blew my socks off. I never knew that, because there's no word whatsoever of the American Civil War with balloons.
No, like nobody mentions them. And I know they've been around, but nobody mentions them.
That is basically the birth of the American Air Force, was in the Civil War. So that is very cool. I was thinking, the Wright brothers sorted some shit out, and then they kind of yeah, you guys need to give us some of this. We want to go figure out how to use this in combat. So very interesting. So they built 7 Air Force balloons. 3 of them were small, one man for high wind areas, and then 4 of them were bigger ones that could take multiple people.
Okay.
But of course, they had challenges because of the wind blows them around, and blow them off course and stupid shit like that. So it wasn't a perfect science by any means. But the balloon played a key role in a battle of the Battle of Fair Oaks, observing Confederate troops and saving General Samuel P. Hanselman from defeat. Hanselman sounds Dutch, just that's why.
Yes.
From defeat. The Balloon Corps developed the first aircraft carriers in 1960s, in the Civil War.
1860s.
Oh, sorry, 1860s. They developed the first aircraft carriers to hold them, converting coal barges to transport the aircraft.
Okay.
So the efforts of the Balloon Corps during the Civil War seemed to warrant further development of air surveillance and combat. So they used that and then established that this is a technology they'd like to pursue going forward. So I did not know that.
But Pragman, you are correct. Morse code from a balloon.
Yes, Morse code. Yeah,
That's
but they had to tether
awesome.
them to poles because they needed a ground cable. Because there was no wireless technology at that time that we know of.
Fascinating.
But yes, so they flew around and then they would tether them so they could send whatever messages. So they would go up, do reconnaissance, and then come down and then. So obviously there were stations built for these things. So think about that. If you think like these guys need to communicate, so they obviously built somewhere strategically built these poles. Because so this thing doesn't have to land, it can just hang in the air. And then, or they must have some, because remember, those days it was all cables. Like there was nothing wireless. So you've got to have a cable to some point, and then that cable has to connect to a mast that connects to the balloon so they can,
communicate.
Yes. And then tell people what's going on. So that just blew my mind. I'd never thought of like it being used like that or that even existing.
Yeah.
In the Civil War, like in the 1800s. That's awesome.
So Cam even reminds us, and you are so spot on with this statement, war has always been the main driver of technological advancements. I mean, if we think about when things tend to have happened, it was always in war times because famine.
I was thinking exactly of that.
Yeah.
Like how war advances, because when there's an emergency, when there's an emergency, i.e. war, so like shit's flying, the government can declare that like, okay, everything stops and everybody must work on ammunition and tanks and whatever's needed for the war. So the war effort takes priority over everything. And it now, not to be conspiratorial, how many wars have been started to push technology? Because that was my second thought is how many times have war started?
Was it for the technology, not for the war?
To push the technology.
Okay.
How many?
Are we not all puppets?
Just saying.
The Civil War was also a massive step forward for submarines, ironclads.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I never looked into that with the Navy stuff.
The Civil War. Why would the Civil War be for submarines? Because was it not mostly land, or was there a lot of sea as well on the coast?
Why do I think like they used ships to flank the guys?
That would make sense. I could see that, and I could see the Gulf being.
Yes.
I actually don't know much of the Civil War history.
No.
Well, it should be interesting to learn a little bit more about. I'm telling you, history class for me. War and space travel, the Apollo program advanced us exponentially. I'm looking forward to the advancement we'll get from Elon's efforts.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to all live on Mars.
Yes. And we'll be happy. We'll live on Mars, own nothing, and be happy.
It'll be red.
Eat the bugs.
Red bugs? All right, let's get some more for
Martian crickets. Do they have the little,
I need more coffee.
So, in 1907, a special branch of the Signal Corps, an aeronautical division, was founded. So this is separate from the balloon division.
Yes.
And I don't know what happened to the balloon division after kind of the Civil War. And so, but they might have still been around. But there was a new special division, aeronautical division, founded, initially consisting of one officer and 2 enlisted men. That was all that was in there. and they were tasked to assess and find and figure out this new technology. So in December of 1907, the department started requesting bids for heavier than air flying machines.
Mm-hmm.
So specs were sent to aviation experimenters countrywide, including the Wright brothers. The division focused mostly on experiments with aircraft. So they were playing around with the technology being developed and probably helped develop, and so whoever was involved with aircrafts, um, they were part of this effort by the military and probably worked hand in hand, and lots of secrets that nobody could tell anybody else and stuff like that. So if you look at that, can you imagine the fingers in Elon's stuff?
Oh, I can only
You know what
imagine.
I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it's got to be horrendous.
Well, the thing is, I don't think anybody else has successfully developed better technology than Elon right now when it comes to the space stuff. So, when people say, well, this guy makes so much money. Well, yeah, he's developing shit that nobody else is developing.
Yeah, that's never been done.
It's like, yeah,
he's creating the wheel.
I remember when Bill Gates brought out Microsoft and when Office came out and stuff like that, and everybody was like blown away by this stuff. It's like, it's the same thing, except he's not bought and paid for by the government like Bill Gates was. So, well, okay, hit chat.
Just saying and adding in, we have yet to go boldly where no man has gone before. Yes, Frogman. And Cam says all of them, the Mississippi River, which would make sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so still submarines. I'm still, it's not working in me brain yet, but I shall look it up.
What I think is, can you imagine how many people died? Like developing submarines and planes,
trapped,
trapped and drowned and imploded. Oh shit! If we go below a certain depth, like the metal doesn't hold up. So yeah, those 3 dead guys will not be telling anybody about what happened.
Oops. As a Scrunch, good morning to you. Good morning. Y'all have an amazing day. I loved your patriotic posts this last couple days. They were awesome. Just had to throw that out there.
Yeah. So I think the amount of sacrifice that people have made in the call of military advancement is, I think it will be mind blowing if we actually know.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. So anyway, so they were asking for heavier than air, so obviously motorized kind of aircraft, that they can use for surveillance and all kinds of things. So then in 1914, a new aviation section was formed, and the punitive expedition in 1916 was the first combat involving the U.S. Air Force.
Okay.
So 1916. So on the 9th of March, 1916, Mexican rebels, and there's a whole story behind that. So in 1910, the U.S. Recognized the current, or the dude who was running Mexico at that time. So in 1910, the U.S. recognized him as being the valid elected leader of Mexico. And then there were some rebels, they didn't like that. They were like, nope, we don't accept this. So they went on a rampage. And in 1916, on the 9th of March, 1916, rebels attacked Columbus, New Mexico. And they were burning buildings, stealing cattle. Why doesn't my word not want to write the word I want to write? Stealing cattle, attacking the U.S. 13th Cavalry Division, killing 8 soldiers and 10 civilians. Woodrow Wilson sent General John Pershing with 4,800 men with a 4,800 men force to Mexico to capture the rebels, and the first Aero Squadron was deployed to provide air support in 1916. So what they did is they actually broke the aircraft down, and they sent them disassembled.
Okay.
And if you think, I think we sometimes I wonder how productive we are today. So think about this, okay? On the 9th of March, 1916, the rebels attack Columbus in New Mexico, okay? They take aircraft, disassembled, send them, okay, to Columbus. They arrive on the 15th, are assembled on the 15th, and flew their first missions on the 16th of March. 5 days. 5 days after the attack, the aircraft are disassembled on site in New Mexico, in Columbus. Okay, and not that, there's so they had to send the aircraft, the staff, the tools, everything to get these things assembled. And then on the 16th, they flew their first missions, like off they go. In 1916, we can't pull shit like this off today.
That's how you get her done.
Yes, today. Like if there's some shit, it takes like a week to like rally anybody, and 7 permissions and procedures, and that's I'm going to mention this again because I'm sure there's a lot of this red tape bullshit everywhere. Because we cannot be efficient today. Where the guy who's what did they say, like an engineer, army engineer, and then his light bulb blows and he has to fill in an app to request a maintenance guy, and this is how the procedures go. It's all this red tape and fucking bullshit instead of just getting the job done, which I think is where Elon is probably phenomenal, is very, very efficient and process driven, which is why things happen. So anyway, so on the 16th, they flew their first missions. And then the mountains and the turbulence and the wind proved too much. So these they were called. So the unit was outfitted with 8 Curtiss JN3s, or called Jennies, as they were known. I've got a lot of spelling mistakes here. Or Jennies, as they were known as Jennies. And they were flying around, but the turbulence and the wind and stuff proved too much for these aircraft. They could only fly up to a maximum of 40 miles radius. They couldn't get any further than that because the mountains and the turbulence and stuff, and then also the wind and weather was very harsh on the propellers and the wooden parts, because in those days they made a lot of the parts out of wood on the planes. So the expedition, however, was labeled a success because the US government learned a great deal from the expeditions, and the data provided useful for aeronautics companies all over the world for a long time. And right after this, World War II.
Yeah.
Oh, World War One.
Yes.
So, and that's where the actual, like,
where it really exploded.
Where aeronautics. And when I read that and I listened to it and I was doing some research, I thought to myself, what's the chances of World War One just starting? And we're on this cusp of expansion on, like, not to be conspiratorial.
Stop it.
So, I don't want to do conspiracy theories.
So was World War II actually World War II, or was it spraying and bio whatever?
Yeah, bio warfare. Development.
Which one was it? Now I need to know. That
was the establishment of the Air Force, of the US Air Force. So I thought I'd stop there because I think what will tie in nicely with that is a World War One, history, US history for World War One.
Well, tell us. You guys want to know more about the wars this year or this month as well, while we're celebrating America's 250th birthday? I think wars would be very
the army,
good for us.
Well, the military.
Yes.
That's kind of their purpose.
Is it really? Is it really? No, we're still Wednesday. We're going to cover the 4th of July. Why that's the date, but then we can definitely take it on.
So I was thinking Wednesday we'll do the 4th of July, the Independence, how that whole setup worked, and then Friday we'll maybe do the World War One, delve into that, the U.S. history of World War One, based on this, because the Army is very much on the founding, and the Air Force seems to be very much on World War One, where the airplanes and stuff were used. Yes. Interesting. Very interesting.
Interesting. Well, Progman does point out the obvious, the elephant in the room. The Wright brothers would be too white to fly planes today.
Oh, that is very true.
What's that one company that starts with a B?
What, Boeing?
Boeing.
Yes.
DEI fail.
Yeah. DI no es bueno.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Jamal, the Wright brothers wouldn't be allowed to fly today. The regulations would block them. Yes, it would.
Yes. Don't build that thing in your backyard. You're going to fall on your head. Stop it.
And then they are picked up by people in black.
Yes.
Yes. Flying flowers.
We are from the government and we are here to see you.
To seize you. Flying flower, good morning to you. Stop it.
Look right, yeah.
Sometimes I wonder, the television, they are telling their visions to make sure we are aware of said visions. Cam, there was a sub in the American Revolution. It was called the Turtle.
That rings a bell. Huh, interesting.
So Jamal does
Revolution or Civil War?
He said Revolution, American Revolution.
1776 Revolution.
Now, is he being funny with an actual turtle, or is he meaning it? The crowd we hang out with sometimes.
Well, so I was on.
Tell us more, Cam.
I was on. I think it was Viva's chat because there was a bunch of random people.
Everybody was on yesterday.
Never on a Saturday. There was on
Everybody
yesterday,
was
so
on.
it was very confusing. But there was somebody. So someone said that she has not shopped at Walmart or Amazon for like 10 years or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, great, like good on you. So she says she's not sure if I meant that sarcastically, and I'm like, no, I actually mean it.
Yes.
Now I don't know if because sometimes I say something sarcastically and then people think I'm serious. Yeah. So she's like, no, she just wants to make sure that I'm not being sarcastic.
You can't read the context in texting in chat.
No, so I'm like, no, it's like I wish.
Inflation.
I wish we could not.
Reflection.
Do like we use Sam's, not much Walmart really, but Sam's.
No, Sam's. Unfortunately, they
for
have
the business stuff like
yeah.
our sanitizer and chemicals and
yes.
Stuff like that, and then there's a few bits and pieces that we get from them. Stuff like this that you got to buy somewhere,
which we can't find at decent prices,
and you
like
need
silly
boxes
stuff
for people to take food away in, and so we got stuff like that. So you can. Amazon's too expensive with things like really expensive,
and even local stores, they don't carry stuff like that.
No,
so
small
that's not
businesses don't carry stuff like that, and if they do, they're phenomenally expensive.
Yeah.
I had someone reach out to us for something, and it was so expensive. I'm like, dude, I can't, and I understand you can't drop your price, but I can't pay that.
Yeah.
Like it's just we go. I use a box of gloves like 100 gloves, and I would easily kill a box on one production day.
Yeah. We were just talking about that.
So
I can't
pay $20 for that because I've got to put that in my production cost, and I don't really care because people say yes, but quality, yes, but I literally change them out. It's faster to change the gloves than to wash my hands. So I'll work, and then when they become very gritty, if I gotta go wash them because it's all fat and stuff, I gotta go run the water, get it hot. I gotta probably wash them 2 or 3 times to get the what's the name off. They also start wearing after, but what happens anyway is your hands sweat so much in the gloves, you've got to pull them off at some point because your hands go real soft. So you've got to pull them off, dry your hands a little, and then put new ones on. And I might as well do that when they're dirty, and then I change them and stuff like that. So the quality doesn't really matter. It just needs to be good enough to last long enough to get the job
for the job.
Literally.
For the job. Jamal did mention before the tower on the Empire State Building was originally intended as a docking platform for Zeppelins. So the aeronautics.
Yes, until the Zeppelin started burning. Yes. Yeah, what was in them? Hydrogen, wasn't it? It's a little flammable, that stuff. Can you imagine the tower on the Empire State Building and the Zeppelin not having the same charge, and it touches and it does little arc there, and it does little yes that would yes.
That's
woof.
Not funny.
Yes, it would be like a big dog. Woof.
Oh, that would be a tad intimidating. Marcus, what meme do you have for me? I shall check in a bit. I won't be distracted during the stream. Russ Hanneman, good morning to you.
Russ.
And Unfolding Joker, hello.
Good morning.
Adds in, the television is for programming propaganda and telling half-truths to the public, a.k.a. rubbing their evil in our faces.
Yep. I try and tell my kids that there's this thing. It's the same as lying. It's not disclosing information. So if you don't say something, it's the same as lying. So if you don't tell the whole truth, it's the same as lying. When you withhold information. So when these guys just tell a partial story and not the whole story, it's exactly the same as lying, because they bend the narrative by omission.
Yes. Jamal admits, I get my coffee filters through Amazon because I can't find the V60 cone filters anywhere else. That's another thing. Try finding Bun coffee filters.
We got these
They're
big
huge.
ones.
I cannot. We've tried. We went on a search because I couldn't find where I put my stock, and we had to go get some coffee filters as a fill-in, and they were tiny and spilling over. We had to be very careful with them.
Yeah, so that we buy the box load from Sam's.
Yeah, 1,000 count or something.
Yeah, 1,000 count or something. Yeah. That stuff, like, you just don't find it anywhere else.
Well, we can get it from our supply stores when we go to the city to the supply store.
Yeah, well, we've got suppliers that they specialize in supplying like businesses and restaurants and stuff.
But they're no different.
But they're also so expensive.
Yes.
Like half the time they're twice the price of Sam's. That's the other problem.
And they're not. It's not like they're a small mom and pop. We used to have a small mom and pop. Unfortunately, because they neglected to teach their drivers as to how to keep food items safe, we had to drop them. We warned them that this was a problem.
I spent probably 3 months warning these guys that they need to jack up their service.
Their quality was a big issue. It was ruining our products, and we would track it. We would let them know when it would happen. We showed them video evidence of things happening that shouldn't have been happening. We suggested a simple what's that thing called? Like food safety, food handling thing class for their drivers, just so that they know the basics.
Well, when the driver walks in, so when you walk into a commercial kitchen, if the driver walks into a commercial kitchen and puts stuff on tables, it's a problem.
Well, I think they were just bought out, and then that ended our
But
relationship.
I promise you, most of those drivers, they're not around anymore.
Oh no, I think they went back to wherever they came from because they weren't supposed to be here.
Yes,
because they didn't speak.
No, you try and explain to the guy, look, you can't put stuff on my table.
Oh, he would get so upset because he didn't understand.
Then he gets upset because he doesn't understand me, and I'm like, dude, like, you got to speak English if you want to communicate with me. Like, this is America. We speak English here.
We tried. I'm not gonna lie.
And then eventually they got upset with me. That's why I said,
they said we were the problem until they actually brought the supervisors in to witness the engagement, and they confirmed we were correct in our concerns, but did nothing about it.
Yes, yes, because we had the manager.
That. Yes, I know.
And I just said, you know what?
What's funny? That company, we told them we were done using them. We had a rep who was actually phenomenal, who worked with us greatly, but the rep can only go so far. And I still, up until I think 4 months ago, had a credit with them. And then I said, please just send me a check because we're not going to use you guys again. We're done. We had stopped 3 years prior, and they were sending an email. You remember every week saying we had a credit with
for long time.
Yes, it was 3 years.
Yes,
it was 3 years. We told them we were going to go away, but sometimes people don't believe that when you let them know.
They don't believe you until you leave. But it's like, I can't. If you're that disrespectful, I have no interest. I'm sorry.
Negligent.
Yes,
negligent. Not disrespectful.
Well, it's negligent, but it's disrespectful because, and I mean, the last straw was I had a huge pot of just made food, and this guy smacked some box next to me on a sanitized, clean table, and I just lost my cool. And that's after. So the guy used to leave the reefer truck open in the middle of summer.
Yes.
So I get my meat, and it's like at 60.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, this is not good. This is not good. The meat is not going to make it.
We tried so hard because we knew they were a small company, and we knew they had really good quality stuff. Still to this day, cannot find cheese as good quality as
they had really good quality stuff. But
I can't work with them if it comes ruined.
No, exactly.
I'm sorry. We digress.
Yes.
Dingo Dan, good morning, good sir.
Yes,
We're so happy you've been joining us on our streams lately. Frogman, gloves on, gloves off, Mr. Miyagi.
Yes.
Not wax on, wax off. No, gloves on, gloves off. I like it. I like it a lot. Lying by omission, Lemon Zinger. You would be spot on with that. Or just plain lying. Yes.
Just lying. Yes.
Hey, WMD1, thank you for reminding everybody to smack the like.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like.
Yes, go ahead.
Share. Repost works really well, and follow and leave a comment if
Leave
you
a
dare.
comment if you dare. The Germans use hydrogen because the U.S. had most of the helium at the time.
Okay.
That's nice to know. There's
Interesting.
always a reason. And yes, the reminders to like. Yes. All right. That's awesome. You guys keep hitting that plussy button.
Yep.
Where's my Jody for my
Yes,
plussy
yes,
button?
yes.
My
Jody's
2
smoking
minutes.
something. Meat
My
or
2
something.
minutes. My everything. Red Pill Rebel.
Yeah.
Hey,
Good
hey,
morning.
hey.
Good morning.
Okay. The tallow. The tallow. So is Pam still your friend, or is tallow now your friend? I saw the little videos of the unboxing Red Pill. I loved it. Thank you so much. That was awesome. You and Sarge are incredible. I know I'm normally in the background lurking with Anton because your stream, it makes me giddy.
Yeah.
So
and also we have
inappropriate.
kids, so we got to keep
So
them away.
inappropriate. I love it. You guys are awesome. So thank you for that.
Yeah. So I'll do it because there's a bunch of people that's come in. So I'll just do a quick recapture of the formation.
I'll make coffee.
Yeah, make coffee. So basically, what I discovered, which was very interesting, was that during the Civil War there was actually a balloon division. What was it called? Balloon Corps. There was actually a balloon corps that did surveillance for the Union Army, and they were doing surveillance against the Confederates, and they actually saved at the Battle of Fair Oaks, saved General Samuel Hanselman from defeat by letting them know that there were people or where they were, whatever, because the balloons obviously could go in the air and then they could see what's going on the ground. And they used to tether these things to poles so they could do their Morse code sending messages about what's going on. But they were a little wonky because if the wind blew them around, it didn't work well. But that's still pretty cool. I never knew that there were balloons being used in the Civil War. So the 1860, 61 Civil War, used as surveillance apparatus, so surveillance and defense, which is phenomenal. Like I've never heard that. I've never seen that anywhere. That just blew my mind when I read that. And this is not something that's really taught in history. What?
I'm just reading chat. I'll read it in a minute.
It's not something that's taught in history at all. So, like you don't see, you always see the pictures of the warriors fighting, but you never see like a balloon in the background. Like that's not a thing. And it's amazing to me that stuff like that is not told. I mean, just shows you how far back this technology or the technology goes. It's phenomenal. So anyway, read chat because I see there's some jokes going around.
No. It's just Pam is a dirty whore.
Yes.
When I
saw
heard that,
Oh.
I burst out laughing to myself. I think Andal had walked away for a second, and I was like lurking on the computer. I was like, that's so funny. So here is the not dirty whore tallow. So Wagyu X beef tallow. This stuff is absolutely phenomenal. Just ask my lovely friend in chat, Red Pill Rebel. You can moisturize the skin. It puts the lotion on the skin, or else you can hose again. No, we use it to pan fry our eggs. That is awesome.
Yes,
He's used it in like everything. What have you not used it in?
No, I use it in bread. I use it for eggs. I use it in everything. So that's mine.
And we'll have more of those.
I don't use the small one because it doesn't last.
It doesn't last.
Yes, so I'm getting more of those Tuesday because we've got another customer that actually comes in and buys them by the pail now.
By the pail. Yeah. Well, he loves it.
Yes.
He is a carnivore, converted carnivore, and he likes the chocolate. We like the chocolate too.
Yes.
We gotta stay off the chocolate.
Chocolate bad.
Jamal, I like this. I like this comment. Watch the movie Rocket Man. There's a great battle on a hydrogen zeppelin.
Okay.
Now, I used to love the movie Rocket Man. Jenny did it. I think it was.
Okay. I've never seen that.
Movies used to be fun. I can't watch them anymore. I don't know if you guys watch anything nowadays. I cannot go back to that. Yankee Free. Hello. Good morning.
Oh, good morning. Good morning.
So how does it feel to be 250? I got a crack in my back that I didn't know it was there. Now I enjoyed your show. Was it yesterday?
Yes.
Yeah,
And I think we ended up
the
on
day
it
before. It was
well,
the day
yes.
before, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, that's Yankee Free!" And then it all went in my mind. So Anton spends so much more time on the Rumble World than I do, and when I saw you guys on, I was like, "Now everything makes sense. It's a complete circle." So I'm a little slow sometimes. We'll put it that way. Does tallow have a flavor, or is it salted?
Not salted, but so it smells kind of roast beefy.
Meaty.
Yes, it just. But if you put it in,
exceptionally meaty.
yes, no, but if you
meaty.
put it in like bread, you don't pick it up. You don't notice it. So I put tallow in bread instead of oil. So I'm kind of off the olive oil thing. So I put this in. So if you got a cup of, that's why I got the big bucket. So if you got a cup of oil, I'll do a cup of tallow.
Yeah.
As a substitute, and it works. The bread's actually better. It's softer. It tastes better. And remember, tallow. If you use stuff like butter, tallow is more shelf stable. So I think, and I haven't tested this, but I think you're going to get better stability out of your products using tallow because it's also got a higher smoke point. So when you use like olive oil doesn't have a very high smoke point.
No.
So when you stick it in the oven and you bake it at 350, the oil does change its consistency a little,
and doesn't help with the moisture because this guy's
no. The tallow is way better in bread. So if you make like biscuits, go try tallow in the biscuits. I use them in scones. So
nice. Why aren't we eating these breads that you're making?
So the only tip I have that I've found works really well. So you either got to melt the tallow, okay, which I don't like to do, or mix the tallow in with your dry ingredients. So you kind of rub it like you would rub butter. You rub the tallow into your dry ingredients, and what it actually does is it does like air, almost like air pockets, because as it heats, you get this kind of airy feel in your breads. Yeah, I made tallow. I used the tallow in some scones. Man, those scones came out phenomenal.
Yes.
And then what I also do is you can change some of your dairy. If you're going to use dairy, you add some Greek yogurt. So instead of say a cup of milk, do a third of a cup of Greek yogurt and two-thirds of milk. And it just gives it so much of a better taste. So yeah, cooking is apparently my thing, unbeknownst to me.
Unbeknownst, you always like to eat.
No, I like to cook.
That's stuff, why I won't go away.
But I didn't. My plan was never to make food, but yeah, I am. Making food. So apparently, it's a talent I have. I wish I could make as much money from making food as I like making food.
Apparently, you're not an Englishman and don't yell enough at other people to make that kind of money off of food.
Yes, I would have been a good Ramsey sidekick.
Yes, right?
Yes.
Right.
This is
the South African knockoff.
Yeah, but people get upset when you tell them the truth, when they think they can do stuff like cook and then they can't. I had one guy, and I had a couple of American chefs, and a lot of them, well, I don't know, I say chefs.
No, the ones that worked with us. Yes, you're going off experience.
They said they were chefs.
Yep.
And like one guy hasn't made mashed potatoes in 20 years. And I'm like,
he's been a chef for 20 years. He worked for a pretty high-end hotel.
Yes, and big canteens and stuff, hospital canteens.
Like big places.
I'm like,
he was not some small guy.
Like he literally didn't know half the stuff. I was like, I don't understand. Like I'm a amateur, with the University of YouTube. And I know more shit than these guys.
By the way, Finboy just wants to let you know that he came in just in time for milk.
Okay. We do not put milk in our coffee.
No, it is black. It is black and rough and cocoa undertone.
Yes.
I really like it. I did want to back up just a second. So we were asked about, is the tallow salted? It is literally just beef fat. There is nothing else to it. And I did see Dad,
The reason, so the reason it's kind of roast beefy is because you gotta render it down. So you put it, like a simple way is in a crock pot, and you'll cook it a long time till it actually renders all the fat, and then you'll strain it through like a cheesecloth, and you just get the pure fat out of it. So it's roast beef like because you cook it to get the fat out, but it has nothing else. And you can actually, I saw a thing where they said if you add some salt to it, it does help extract more or something, but it is not salted. Let me see if I can get this.
So Dead Dingo Dan mentioned I only use 100% grass-fed tallow.
Yes. So this is vegetable finished.
But they are very particular in the quality of these beef, and so, you know when you try it, it's good.
So you can see that. I'm gonna do that so I don't drop it.
And these are no antibiotics.
So soft. Yeah,
no
these are all natural, no growth hormone, no antibiotic.
It is a small farm.
But you can see how soft this is.
A big small farm. I mean, they specialize in Wagyu.
Yeah, this is a new addition.
But they've got a few different things. We have hot dogs from them. We have sausages.
So just so you guys know what it looks like.
Good stuff. By the way, Marcus, that is on my website already.
Yes,
so it is available. Actually, I did a small video one day for Rumble, and as soon as I posted it out, I got an order for the tallow, and that's what prompted me to go ahead and pop it online. I think that same day we put it online. So it is done. I like it, Gemma. You make your own tallow. 5 pounds of beef fat gives me a supply for 6 months. It really does go far. Yes, I agree with you on that. Hash brown and fries are better in tallow. They are. So I chuckle when I look at the seed oils and all of these trends that people have kind of found and going on. We started a lot of that prior to it becoming popular. We didn't ever do fries or what we called slop chips in tallow, but we used to use palm oil. Now I chuckle so hard. The palm oil is not a seed oil, but it is frowned upon because of how it is harvested, which tells me, is it really a bad thing when people are telling you, oh, you shouldn't eat that? Okay, but as far as quality of oil and what its sustainability is and temperatures, everything, it's not as bad for the body as, say, seed oils, because, of course, it's not a byproduct. It's a real product, palm oil.
Yes.
Is it really bad, or is it just people wanting you to think it's bad because, so that you don't use it?
So from what I've seen, from what I've seen with the palm oils, from what I've read, is that palm oil is not bad, but the way it is harvested, the way it is made, because they're basically killing the orangutans.
Ah, that's what it is.
Yes, they're killing the orangutans to open up. So they're destroying their habitat, and killing them to plant these trees, the coconut trees, to make the palm oil.
So what about the Brazilian forests and
the rainforest? Yeah, that's the problem. Okay. Is that it's labeled bad because of the way it is.
So farmed. It's the pita plant.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not.
So I take it with a grain of salt. So.
Yes. So you got to morally decide. Like, I've got palm oil. I like.
That's what I was saying. We used to use it for our fries because tallow was not readily available.
No. Tallow is only came up the last couple of years where it's more available. I have tallow that I bought a long time ago.
And that we made,
we made our own, but it's only really been a commercially, and I'm sure what happened was tallow was probably very popular and you could like kick a bush and 3 buckets fell out of it, but then it went away because, we got all the seed oil bullshit.
Yes.
And so the demand for tallow went down, so people didn't produce it. I mean, there was a point where, I used to buy boxes of tallow fat, and then they disappeared and the prices jumped because everybody started making tallow. Now I can get again, but there was a period where
we couldn't even find it.
I couldn't buy tallow. I just couldn't buy it.
That's right. I do remember that. Sith says, I get on people's cases all the time, free frying with olive oil.
Yeah, you can't fry.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
You can't fry with olive oil. It's the temperature. People think, but if you go, it's very simple. You just go on any browser and you just go find the heat scales for oils, and you'll see where olive oil sits. It's not very high. Olive oil is not made for cooking.
No.
Not made for cooking.
No.
Just by the way.
So Lemon adds in, most people can cook. They just can't cook well. Now you know. And she did say, and I'm curious about this, palm oil should not be used in cooking, but I have used it to make hand cream with beeswax and shea butter. But why not use it in cooking?
Palm oil has a pretty high melting or smoke point.
But we use it for frying specifically.
Yeah, so yes, but okay, but palm oil. So I used. It's not palm oil. It's
shortening.
Palm shortening.
Yes.
So I used the palm shortening before tallow because tallow.
I'm using the wrong term.
Yes, palm shortening. So which is basically just solids of palm oil, but the palm oil. I don't think, do they call it palm oil? I can't remember, but I had all the wording. I can't remember.
It was shortening.
But I use the palm shortening because it actually melts, but it looks like the tallow.
Yes.
Because if you put tallow in bread, then it's not vegetarian. And because we were in the city,
I don't give a fuck anymore.
We had a bunch of these guys running around that were vegetarian.
Me.
Yes. So they used to come buy the bread because they could eat it. Now I literally don't fucking care. Nope. I put tallow in my bread. So
eat it is your meat
based.
Eat your
and
fat.
It makes it better. I use tallow when we make sauces.
Yes.
Like I make a relish that goes on like our boerewors rolls, which is like a hot dog on steroids. I use tallow in the sauce instead of oil.
Yes.
All right. So I use tallow in everything now. The only tip I can give you is if you swap tallow for like butter and stuff, you do 80% weight.
Okay.
Yeah, because butter is 20% water.
Yeah,
Bruce Lee's favorite
Sorry,
drink.
I can't say water normally. Femboy adds in, mashed potatoes are easy. You can use Chef Jean-Pierre's recipe, 2/3 potato and 1/3 butter.
Okay.
Yeah, but why butter and not milk?
So when we had our restaurant, and I've had arguments with people.
That's why I had to bring it. I couldn't help myself. I'm sorry.
So what we used to use was butter, cheddar cheese, salt, herbs, and pepper. And that's it. And I tried milk. I tried cream cheese. And so normal mild cheddar so butter, mild cheddar, salt, pepper, and some mixed herbs. That's it. I tried milk. I tried cream cheese. I tried yogurt. Everything else used to go sour in a day or two.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now people ask because, people have no fucking idea how things work. And it's really annoying. But people ask, well, why would you keep mashed potatoes for 2 days? Well, fuck, dude. When you're cooking for a restaurant, you have 5 days.
This is why they dehydrate it.
Yes, you have 5 days that you can keep your products if your products would make it. Yes. Okay, according to health department. People they honestly think, and this is if you find a place that actually cooks from scratch, people think that they are eating fresh food in restaurants.
Yes.
Most of the food you eat have been cooked previously, 4 to 5 days prior to you getting it, because there's no ways. Just think about it. Now, probably barbecue, even barbecue restaurants, because I just watched the thing and a guy was like, well, I keep it at 160 for 24 hours before I serve it. So it's been cooked the day before. Yeah.
That's a very long time. Man, if the health department knew about that, they'd freak out.
Well, no, if it's at 160, nothing can grow on it.
But 4 hours.
Yes. So anyway, but sorry. If I have to make a oxtail, okay, there's no fucking way on this green earth that I can make you an oxtail from the time you walk into a restaurant till you get served. Like you'll sit there for the day. Oxtail cooks for hours. Okay? So let's say I start. Okay, so let's say I start. So I got a menu with like 20 or 30 items. You want? Okay, mom's coming. I got a head right in front of me.
I got a stinky head from what I just found out. Let's
go. So if I have 20 items on my menu, so I got mashed potatoes, and I got oxtail, and I got, I don't know, some steak, and I got a burger, and I don't make the patty when you order the burger. In fact, a lot of the patties patties are easy, but like the boerewors we used to make, I used to park cook those because you need 30 to 40 minutes to cook a sausage from scratch to properly cooked. So I can't take 30 minutes to make you like like a hot dog type setup. So I got to prep those things beforehand. And most of the food you're going to find is either frozen, bought in, because that's what most people do, or like what we used to do is we used to pre-make it. And I had a whole technique that we used to use that I developed in-house to make things easier, which actually COVID spurred this on because we had so much food that went to waste. And I asked the first time when COVID just started, like it just fucking started, man. It was like a week in or something, and we got hit by the health department. And I'm like, of course, masks. And when they got there, I told them, look, I just want you to understand, like, we do not wear masks. So if you've got a problem with that, then you shut us down now. I'm not even going to go through the inspection. If you're going to ding us on that and you're going to have a problem with that, just tell us to fucking close our doors and I'll close them. They're like, no, your choice. I'm like, okay, good. Because I was, COVID was not a good time. So I asked them because they went through everything, and of course they were full of shit. They marked us on a few things and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, so as they finished up, I asked them, what is the most common problem you're finding right now in restaurants? Just like as a general rule. And they said overaged food, because people couldn't get, the volumes were like X, and then suddenly like the whole environment worldwide just changed. So volumes went down. So people had food that were overaged, like old, molded, old food in their fridges. Because they cook at a certain level and then suddenly that level's gone and the whole model changed. Now what saved us was we actually made all our portions for takeout. Like we already had everything set up just to take out, and then we set up for dine-in because we were actually originally thought we would do just like to go, and people wanted to sit. So we had to change our model, and then I actually sat probably for 2 months, and I developed every minute I had spare. I actually sat and developed the system where we could keep our food longer and have it easier to reheat and use less staff and stuff like that. So don't think when you get mashed potatoes it was made today.
No, or it's actual potatoes.
You think it is, but it's not.
Yes, that's scary. So Jamal, I really like the statement. I only use salt in the cleaning process. It attaches to the impurities and drops it out. The final melt is without salt for his tallow.
Yeah, that's
cool.
So that's what I read was you use salt and it does exactly that, but then you have to re-render it a second time. Yes.
And Lemon asks, does tallow have to be refrigerated? How long is it on? Will it last on the counter? It depends on the tallow you have. This one is shelf stable. It's heat treated, so it does not require any refrigeration whatsoever.
Mine stands on the counter open.
You know what's funny is we used to purchase like a long time ago, and we would pop it in the fridge. When you made yours, though, did you ever refrigerate?
No, I never refrigerated.
So it honestly just depends on the quality of the product. If it's it should be heat treated because you literally have to melt out the fat to make tallow. But that is what tallow is.
Why have we got a head inside here?
The head is eating a banana.
Okay, but the head should eat the banana outside.
Ooh, Femboy, I'd love to try Jean-Pierre's recipe with tallow, though. 1/3 tallow to 2/3 potatoes would be
but you don't have flavor. Remember, the butter gives it flavor.
Yes, might need some extra salt, though. And he adds that in.
Yes.
Russ Hanneman, good morning. Olive oil is the best. What do you use olive oil for?
Come.
Jamal, I refrigerate mine because I don't use it very fast. Makes it hard, so I pour it into molds for ease of use. Oh, that's cool. That helps, I'm sure. Femboy, you could just say, you could say just as many bad things about avocado oil, too. That's pretty destructive industry, yet the end product is great for you. That's kind of what I was getting at with the palm shortening, palm oil, whatever.
Well, that's the thing. Like avocados use tons of water to produce.
Yes.
So.
Well, and think of like the mini, large Hass avocados that we have here, and then the actual huge avocados that come from South Africa.
So I had a couple of avo trees on my one property, and I mean, I don't really water them or anything. They just grew, and they were huge. I mean, the avos here, we wouldn't like if the avos we get here. If I got them off my tree, I wouldn't even eat them. Like the ones we got was double the size.
Exactly. Jamal, I use coconut oil in cornbread because it's liquid and a little sweet, but you could use melted tallow just as easily. Definitely. Marcus had a browser issue. He is back. Welcome back, Marcus. Femboy does that in. Sous vide pretty much is what allows steak places to remain profitable.
Yes.
There we go.
So that's I did a lot of work on sous vide and development around sous vide. I've got a fair amount of knowledge, and still today you talk to people about sous vide and they have no idea what it is.
They look at you like you're crazy.
Yeah, I tell them, the way I think what I would like to try my hand at is to instead of putting a brisket on a fire for like 7 years, like sous vide it for half the time and then smoke it for the rest. I think that'll be really good.
The problem is you have to have a sous vide big enough to do
Yes, that's the thing. I think mine is big enough to do that. I've got a proper commercial sous vide. It was like $4,500. So it's
sitting there doing nothing.
Yes, but even that, I don't know if it'll take a whole brisket.
I don't know either. I don't know if the internal dimensions are big enough for those briskets are huge.
Yes.
Sith mentions growing up back in the 70s, 80s, my grandma, mom, and all of my aunts made their own tallow at home and used it for all kinds of things. Anyone here ever had suet pudding? Suet pudding. I know, I've heard of that.
Yeah, suet.
Suet, yes.
Yeah, we remember we've had the suet, and we've had a lot of people, especially the Brits, asking us for the suet to make stuff.
Frogman, where are you? Then the fat is bad craze started, and most of them stopped. It's so sad how we've changed our eating habits, which has worsened our health. Look around. Look around.
I remember, so my great-grandfather was a farmer. In fact, he had a farm and he used to drill wells. And from him to my grandmother, it was the farm to the city move.
Mm-hmm.
So my grandmother didn't do any. So my great grandmother, I remember her. So we had a dairy that you could go to and buy milk and cheese and stuff, and they also had fresh bread, which was very nice. And I remember my granddad had this like metal can with a kind of screw lid, and he used to go fill this thing once a week or whatever and go buy milk. But they never did anything but drink the milk, eat the cereal and stuff like that. And they had cereal in the house and things like that. That was my grandmother. My great grandmother, now she was old already when I was born, or when I can remember. Let me put it that way. When I can remember, she was already quite old, and I remember going to her in the like retirement village when I was like 6 or whatever, 5 or whatever, and she used to have the milk sit out so she could make a kefir out of the milk. And I always used to ask her, what is that? And she said, no, it's like kefir. We call it dik milk, which is like the direct translation is thick milk. So it makes milk and buttermilk and all kinds of stuff that she used to do with this stuff. And she used to make that in her little apartment thing in the retirement village. But nobody else in our family did that. And I always thought to myself, well, why doesn't anybody else do this? And I asked my mom, what is that she's making? And she's like, no, it's not nice, don't eat it. Which was what my mom told me. And I'm like, all right, well, why is she eating it? Like, that was the thought in my mind. I still remember as well. If it's not nice.
Grandma's smart.
Yes. Why is grandma making this stuff? And it's like, no, it's like the old people, they just do weird things. And it's skills that we lost, because I think it would probably be boomer-ish around there, where there was this transformation from farms to cities. And I think a lot of skills didn't get transferred.
Well, it was frowned upon to do your own stuff because we have all of these luxuries. Why would you do these things? How dare you, go and make a fire with charcoal and wood when you have a gas grill option? Why would you do that?
Yes.
Look at the people around here. It's like so many they don't strike a fire.
Yes.
It's a turn a knob.
Yes.
Because of convenience.
So that's one thing where I'm from is fires are a big thing.
Yes.
Wood burn, and different types of wood, and like charcoal is almost sacrilege. Like you shouldn't be.
It should be wood.
It should be wood, and there's very specific woods you use, and some burn long, and some have good coals, and and if you've got the right kind of wood, then you're like the man. If like literally, if you have a gas grill, like my friends would not eat at my house. It's like what is that thing? Why you got? So like gas is like no, that's a big no. If you have a gas grill, you hide it and you don't tell anybody. I never owned one, and I still don't own one.
I have to laugh though because our son he's been on this mission to do a lot of the things Dad's doing. Our 8-year-old, and he's been practicing fire starting and trying to learn different things. But I had a conversation with someone the other day about the importance of having her son in this program to learn how to survive and start a fire and do all these different things. It's like Dad's teaching it. Like we don't have to especially put our kid in a program to learn how to do life skills because Dad is literally teaching life skills. What happened to parents not teaching life skills? I wish we could
but parents are so stupid. There's nothing they can teach their kids. They must always go to some, indoctrination center so they can teach them to make a fire and how to be gay.
Oh,
yes.
No gay. No gay. I do have to bring up Femboy's mention here. Your whole batch of steaks can stay sous vide all day, and then you just need 3 minutes to add a sear, and you're ready to serve.
Yep.
Even worse than that, they don't have to stay in the sous vide all day because you can prep it, refrigerate it, and then warm it and serve it. So you don't even have to keep the sous vide full.
Yep.
So there's even further than that.
Yes.
Once you figure it out.
Yes.
So just as an FYI, because I doubt they keep it all warm all day.
No, you can pour cook. As long as you keep it sealed.
Yep.
And you'll have time on them.
Time, lots of time.
Yeah.
Because we're not talking Ziploc sealed, we're talking cryo sealed.
Yes.
That's a very, very different. And don't talk to the health department about these things. They freak out.
Yeah, they have no idea.
They don't understand it. They don't understand the concept because it is not on their clipboard in their check boxes. It is not a part of it. They used to have a conniption when they come in our kitchen.
Yes.
So we did all of the paperwork and the dotting the lines and all of the processing because they didn't understand it. What's that called? HACCP?
Yes, HACCP plans.
Oh. Lots of HACCP plans. I swear, I told Anton, I was like, I am back in my nursing days where I have to do this entire, outline.
No, but except for that, you got to do this HACCP plan, but the health department that demands the HACCP plan has no idea how the HACCP plan works or what you're doing. They have no idea.
So what they wanted me to do was go and hire somebody to develop these HACCP plans for me. And I said, no, we're not stupid. We did the creation. We will write our own HACCP plans. And that's exactly what
and they didn't like that.
They did not like that.
They
got
want you to
so
hire a
upset
professional.
at
It's
me.
the same like the cities that want you to hire a GC.
Ooh, they got so upset at us for that one. But, and yet we survived.
Yes, but also they want you to document your entire process. And I'm like, fuck
off.
We're not
we told them this is intellectual property. It's not happening. This is how we
but also
developed.
when you go read the requirements for the HACCP plan, it doesn't detail that you need to document your entire process.
No, you just have to hit the points of possible contamination, exposures, anywhere that you
they want to know. You
faults.
See, they want to know what you're doing, and the more information you give these fuckers, the more
they use it.
They use it against you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So our thought was no. The answer was no. But yeah, I just had to bring that up so you guys have a little bit further details. That one likes attention, I swear. Lemon does state that would be awesome and convenient. I agree, it is. Yes, we need fat, meat, eggs, and salt in our diets. In my opinion, most people are salt deficient. If you have a heart attack, the first thing they do is start a saline IV. They pump salt into you. Jamal, stop it. You're telling truths here, dude. Marcus, salt is good. Gen X rules. Yes, Gen X rules. That's called primitive technology. It's demonstration of Stone Age life.
Say hello.
His fire starting is on point. Our goal actually with coming out here was to take a step back and get away from a lot of the lavish lifestyle we have found ourselves and the not commercialism.
I think it's very important to know the basics to survive.
Yes.
Because I don't know how much
that doesn't open.
How much time we're going to have left before, like, shit melts down, because things are not being maintained properly.
No.
Like the power grid, the roads. There's a lot of stuff, plumbing. Someone told me the other day, and I'll believe it. A lot of the infrastructure, the only reason we are able to maintain it is because new infrastructure is being built, and the money that comes from new infrastructure is being used to maintain the old infrastructure. And that's one of the reasons. Who said it the other day? Why do I think it was Sigil that said that a lot of the drive to expand and to keep things going is because of how the economy is set up in consumerism. And as soon as the expansion stop, a lot of shit's going to collapse, because the money is not there to carry it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's very, very good for my children to know how to, maintain themselves and to do things outside of the norm. So make a fire, cook some food, survive out. Because I mean, when we had that little power blip for like 2 days in 2021, people, oh, is making trouble. People just lost it. Like, I thought that they were gonna, like, the way they were carrying on, I was like, these people are dying. It's like my heat in my house.
Some did.
Well, yeah, but
not many.
No, but the thing is, it's like my heat in my house is out. So, okay, so shouting is gonna fix that. How? It's funny how they can go type on the internet, but not put a fucking jacket on.
Yes.
Or
put
blankets.
A blanket
over
not
the
hard.
knees. I mean, we didn't have power. I mean, our house went to, I don't know, 55, 50 in the 50s. We were fine, and people were like, "My house is at 45." It's like, okay, fucking, don't you have a blanket in your cupboard?
Yes.
Or a jacket? I mean, my kids played outside. They had a good time. We came back in. We had a fire, so we would heat up next to the fire. I mean, we all smelled a little bit of fire. We couldn't shower because
camped.
there was no. Yeah, we couldn't
we
shower.
joked that it was like camping.
Yeah, but we couldn't shower because there was no hot water. But that only lasted a day, so we skipped the one day, and then the next day the hot water was there. But we already said, like, if we had a bathtub, so if worst comes to worst,
we boil some water.
We'll boil some water on the fire, and we'll go put it in the bath, and we're all gonna have to share one big bath. So, or maybe two, or whatever, but we'll figure it out.
We took a Pam's bath. We had wipes. Our red pills already disappeared, but that is for him and Sarge.
But yeah, so it's kids have got to learn these things, man, because I don't trust government. I don't trust the technology anymore. There was a time where I would say, well, these things look pretty solid, but that time's gone, man.
Yeah.
The proper support and infrastructure support, those days are gone.
It's a hard reality. As Lemon says, it's a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah,
kind of.
No, that's
exactly.
When I heard that, I was like, we are in serious shit.
Yes.
Like, we are in serious shit.
And there is lots of agreement that, thank you, Russ. I hate bureaucrats and lawyers, and we all hate bureaucrats, Dingo Dan. You are spot on.
Oh, yeah.
And it is a reminder that it is a house of cards, Don Darkstar.
Yes. No, exactly. That's why, I'm glad we are out here and we can actually teach our kids some skills.
Yeah, I think it's very necessary.
Wow.
Why? Red pills in, you lurker, you.
Don't say I'm not here. Sorry, I think we are. Are we open? Yes, we are open. We are open, so we're getting calls already. People are going to start coming in. So, should I go switch the light?
No, they're not here. They're just checking that we're open before they drive. I'm assuming.
So it's 9:20, so we are actually open. Let me go switch the light on. We can still yak for a minute or three.
We can yak for a minute or three.
I'm enjoying the conversation today.
Rebuild an engine, operate all kinds of equipment, and yes, cook good food. Marcus, can you tagline that somewhere and make that, a goal in life? And Jamal, I absolutely love this. I want to wait for Anton to read this comment because I think he's going to agree as well that is exactly what every 10-year-old should be able to do. So give me 1 second when he is back. Sometimes it feels a little eerie, Sith, with the House of Cards concept, because it is exactly correct. The idea that exponential growth is unsustainable. Well, when we look at the lack of support in certain areas, it makes you wonder what is going on. And then the amount of propaganda now, of course, I know we talked about propaganda before, but it may not be the television, because a lot of us do not consume said television. We don't at all, but you are exposed to different propaganda in a different form, and the amount of listening and on what you are doing and data taking from you, then of course they just flood you with whatever information they want you to know. So Jim, I held this for you. Every 10-year-old should be able to fry bacon and eggs or sear a steak.
Yes, 100%
Yes.
agree.
I thought you would like that.
100% agree.
But looks like we are caught up on chat. I had an idea for our winner this week. Now, I don't see him currently, but I know how to find him. So I don't think that is going to be an issue. So I shall announce it in case he is lurking, like Red Pill just popped out of nowhere, you guys.
Yes.
I swear.
I'm here.
When I say a name, they just appear. SS Grunt.
Yes.
He has been with us for a few weeks off and on, and I know he tries to pop in as much as possible, but I appreciated his input today and this past week. And I know this man is a vet, and he's, really taken the 250 years to heart. So I would like to give you some coffee on us, if I may.
Yes, the winners are not drawn. They are selected by us. Yes, we are biased.
I'm very biased.
Yes.
And if I like you, then maybe you win that week. No, it's actually engagement.
Yes.
Is really what gets me. It's the engagement. And sometimes it's an in and an out. Sometimes you're available and then you got to run. Life happens. We are that way. So we know sometimes we run a little long. Sometimes we have technical difficulties. And talk about Anton's inner being.
Yes, right.
No, but the winners do alternate, and we try to not have a winner more than one. So that's my other problem, is I got to kind of pick through who's
Yeah, so you guys have got to get more people in here so we can give some more people stuff.
Yes, I want to keep giving stuff away.
Yes.
This is week 13 of the giveaway.
Yes. Wow.
Yes. How about them apples? Did you realize that?
I did not.
And I've technically thrown in a couple more in between. We've
Yeah,
done some
so
extras.
13 people have won prizes.
Yes.
Or received shipments.
Yes.
Been selected and received shipments. Wow.
We've done a lot.
Yeah.
So I actually may have to have that running list in which I spoke of.
Yes.
Because I'm not going to remember everybody.
No. Wow.
Yes.
Well, congratulations to everybody who received stuff. Yeah.
Bring in
awesome.
more friends and we will give away more stuff. How about them apples? But all right, everybody, I'm going to find somebody to send you over to. It is time for a raid. Because who doesn't like to raid on a Sunday morning?
And there's the customer.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to help the customer. We'll see you guys next week.
You know what? Bright is on.
All right, let Bright go.
Send you to Bright. You guys watch some incredible Zelda or whatever. Dragon Warrior 4. That's cool.
Morning.
He's always got something fun on. I like Bright. He's a fun character, definitely. I sure did get you a coffee mug, Marcus. I like it. I like your coffee mug. I think you look better with a walking man. Thank you, everyone. Have an awesome Sunday. Like, share, follow, repost, and if you dare, leave a comment. We will happily take it. See you soon. Wednesday. Don't forget, it's Wednesday, 8 a.m. Central, 9